Hey there, it's Tamara, CEO of Table Everything. Might as well just tell you that now. Table Everything. Table Entertainment, Table Publishing, Table Books, Table Press. I'm the CEO of all of that. But I come to you today as the CEO of Table Publishing just to speak with you. Someone asked me the question, is poetry dead? And there are a lot of black poets out there. A lot of you guys. I go to open mic nights. I go to spoken word poetry a lot. I know you guys feel like you're underrepresented and you're just trying to figure out where's there a place for me. I can tell you right now, poetry's not dead. The issue is capitalism. You know, capitalism has a major influence globally on everything in the world. Capitalism has an influence on, and the arts and literature are no different. Um, we now live in a world where success is based on how much money you can bring in, um, and relevance is based on how much money you bring in and how much money you're making. And if you don't have the money coming in, then they render you irrelevant and obsolete. But poetry's not dead. Um, I love poetry. I've always loved poetry. Um, I mean, I'm just one of those people like I'm turning around because I was about to go grab one of my poetry books, but I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, that was I started zoning out because I started reading some of my books over there. Um, but I remember like a friend of mine requested, well, not requested. She suggested that I read this book called "Said the Shotgun to the Head," and just, I didn't. She wouldn't tell me what it was about. I just picked it up and saw that it was poetry and thought it was amazing. Like my best friend, she does poetry, absolutely amazing to the point where I'm like, why are you not going to like open mic nights? Like she's just so profound and just so prolific, just constantly writing poetry and just when what I tell poets is this: poetry's not dead, and you guys will be the saviors of hip hop. Hip hop has been taken from us. It's been commercialized and it has been um, taken. It has been enslaved by capitalism. Period. It's to the point where we feel like we don't have anything that's our own anymore when it comes to music. You poets will be the ones that bring us a new form of music. You guys will be the seeds. You guys will be the birth. You guys will be the big bang, the spark. When our new music revolution comes out of the urban areas, that is almost counter to hip hop, I think. It's going to say, you know what? We were born in hip hop and we still have the spirit of what true hip hop is about, but this commercialized hip hop that you're trying to pimp to the world where there's no history behind it, there's no truth behind it, you guys are just not showing it the respect it deserves. We don't co-sign it, we're not going to be a part of it. That new music revolution is going to say that to the commercialized hip hop. It's going to say, you know what, this corny, this whack stuff that y'all are putting out now, we're not even going to deal with it. This is what we have that speaks to our soul. This is what we have that moves our spirit. And poets, you guys are going to be the launchers of that movement. This is why I say poetry's not dead. We need you. We absolutely need you because you guys will be the ones who I want to say inspire that next generation of kids who say, you know what, I want to rap, but I want to do a different kind of rap. I mean, you look at Tupac, people call him so many things, a rapper, a revolutionary. To me, he was a poet. And I think he was so talented because he had knowledge of poetry. He read poetry. He knew William Shakespeare. He knew of William Shakespeare's work. He made sure that, he fed his mind with things outside of what he saw in the struggle and then took that and applied it to his talent to just make it even, huger. Sorry, when I'm on video, I forget words. Like, words just go away from my mental lexicon. Shout out to my ninth grade teacher, Mr. Shabazz, for teaching me that. That's what I mean when I say teachers. You guys are like the future. That's another You guys matter so much. That's another video, but you guys mean so much. You guys truly have impact and influence. I don't know why this hair keeps sticking up. This one right here. It's this one. Why does it keep sticking up, y'all? Y'all didn't even tell me it was up. But poetry's not dead. I will say this with regards to poetry needing a market, a place, a way of being sold to the people. And I'm gonna just give this one to you. This is a jewel I'm just giving because I could just hoard this one and try and figure it out on my own and make it work, but I'm not going to. Audiobooks. When I put my, because I remember this, now I'm coming to you not as a publisher, I'm coming to you as a reader, as someone who loves to read poetry. We live in a world, a life now where we don't have the time, unfortunately, to sit down and read poetry. I wish we did, but we don't. And unless you can figure out a way for your poetry to be taught in schools, unfortunately, you are not going to have the acclaim that you may be seeking as a poet. What I would recommend is audiobooks. As someone who loves poetry and has to commute a lot, I live in Southern California. We commute. Now, I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know every time I travel and go every place, whether it's Houston, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Florida, or Norfolk, Virginia, um, there are cars everywhere. Everybody's commuting, and everyone has the same pissed off look on their face behind the wheel of a car. Um, for me, I would love to be able to pop in a CD and or nowadays. I'm 34, you guys. I still own CDs, okay? But nowadays, everybody's listening to music on their smartphone. But I would love to be able to pop in an audio file where I'm hearing spoken word poetry, your poetry. It gets a nice melody in the background. I would buy that audiobook. Especially if I was already a fan of your poetry and I was already following you. Let's say I was already looking at your YouTube channel and I'm seeing your videos where you're doing spoken word, and I'm already seeing the different, creative things you're putting together with your poetry. Um, like what, Tamara? Just say you team up with a graphic designer and you put together like some kind of animation or a beautiful movie trailer or some kind of beautiful like short movie. It doesn't even have to have people in it. It could just be like imagery, roses, and stuff morphing. I watch a lot of anime growing up, so like I'm thinking about stuff that I used to see in like Robot Carnival. Um, I don't know. I guess team up with a graphic designer, see if they can assist you with giving me some beautiful imagery to watch as I'm listening to you read your poetry with some beautiful melody behind it. This is free market research, by the way, poets. Just giving it to you, letting you know that. But no, poetry's not dead. We need you guys. Please, if you are a poet, don't give up. I know that it's hard out there. I know it feels like there aren't any publishers out there representing poets. Right now, Tabo doesn't. We want to in the future. In the next year, we want to start representing poets, but that's when we get our foot into the audiobooks. Remember what I said? I'm always innovative, always forward thinking. I'm always thinking about technology and how I can stay ahead of the game. So when we step out with regards to being digital publishers, it's only natural that we're going to migrate towards audiobooks. And how can we start creating them and distributing them? So, and again, that requires relationships, networking. I don't own a studio. I don't know anything about production in the studio. I don't know about recording. I don't know anything about that and don't want to learn that. But I guarantee you, in the black um, cooperative economics world, somebody out there knows that. And you feel free to email me, tmayo@tabo.net. um, and that's it with regards to poets. I know it's hard for you guys, and I know it can be discouraging at times, but there is a place for you. And please don't give up, because there are people like myself who looks like the average everyday chick where you wouldn't even think that I like poetry, but I love poetry. I love it. I tell my best friend all the time, like, when are you gonna like send me more poetry, or when are you gonna like read more poems to me? Um, so yeah, I think you guys are great. I think you should keep doing what you're doing and start that movement. Somebody out there is gonna be a publisher of poets and take my idea and run with it, and I'm cool with that, because you're not stopping Tavo's hustle. Tavo's still gonna get into the audiobooks, and we're still gonna have poets. And I am a firm believer in cooperation and not competition. So, that being said, you guys keep writing, keep creating, keep inspiring. But I usually have like some kind of, I need like a good follow up. Most importantly, keep loving. I like how that sounded. That was good. Okay. Anyway, I was being goofy again. So y'all have a great day. Until next time. Peace.